Okay, today session double 20s every other minute. So I'll be doing 7 clean and press to start, and then on the second minute, or is a better way to put it, on the odd minute, 7 double clean and press. On the even minute, 7 snatches per arm with a single 20. Total reps, 7 clean and press, and then 7 or 14 snatches. So it's like 21 reps every 2 minutes. So 15 times 21. I was gonna do swings, but I think I'd rather just do snatches. I like the kettlebell swing, I really do, but especially with these more medium weights, it just ends up being kind of boring. And the reason I'm not doing heavier weight is simply because I want to do a medium day. So 7 reps a minute on the clean and press here. For 15 minutes will be 105 reps of clean and press with double 20s. That's pretty damn good, honestly. If you go to a gym, most people aren't going to do 100 and some reps of shoulder presses. Not to mention we're still doing a clean here. So really it's like 210 reps there. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yesterday I did the thing with the snatches and the jerks, the long cycle snatch. Yeah, it turns out doing the jerks did aggravate the knee, because it went from being fine, well not fine, but feeling really good, to being kind of stiff, and the pain's a little more severe in that spot where there is pain. It's right around here. I tried the bike for 20 minutes this morning. So we'll see how that goes. Oh yeah, it's snowing where I live too. Autumn doesn't ever last very long here. So yeah, can't really jerk without making the knee pain a little worse, which further limits what I can do. 1 time. 1. 2. Honestly though, it's probably not bad. I should probably press more. It will have better carryover to the jerk anyway. But tomorrow's back to 24 kilo snatch. Well, yeah, looks like the snow showing up in the video. That's neat. You know, it's cold enough that could stick too. Joy. Anyway, government shutdown is over. I was kind of hoping it would keep going, but the Democrats caved. Not that I'm not pro them at all. I just wanted to see SNAP permanently shut off. Also seen something about Trump wanting to give everybody a $2,000 check. And it's like, that sounds nice on paper, right? But then you actually do it, and what are we really doing? Increasing the fuck out of the debt. Just like the last time they did that with COVID. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not so well off that a free $2,000 free, an extra $2,000 wouldn't help. But like, I think I'd rather just go to the deficit or something. But at the same time, that deficit's never getting paid off. Unless Trump decides to go full Hitler and like make his own currency. Until he banks off. But that won't happen. Anyway, that's enough politics. This session, kind of an easier session for me, but you know, it's a little more fun. And I like sessions like these because you can get a lot of work in with good exercises, but it disperses that localized fatigue. So you can just do more work. So now snatches. I think I might do some ab wheel after this. And the reason I do it, when I do clean and press, I do it like this because I just get bored doing clean and press, because like it's not that challenging of a movement and it just gets a little repetitive. But if you throw in a swing or a snatch or jump squats or anything like that, really kind of makes it, I don't know, it feels a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some casual snatches here. Makes your clean and press workout feel a little more interesting. I don't care if that's an extra one or not. Now, I have been experimenting with increasing the durations or shortening the duration, and I've come to the conclusion that half hour is the perfect time. And the reason that half an hour to me is the perfect time is because you can train really, really hard, okay, and push yourself to the point of like absolute fatigue, unless you're out of shape, most likely not going to push yourself over that limit, which is what I sometimes do when I go over half an hour. Additionally, if the weights are too heavy or the exercise is too intense, you'll probably fall short of the full half hour and have to lighten the load, which is also beneficial. And then there's sessions like this, which are more moderate intensity, where it's training, which you're not trying to like beat yourself into the ground, you know. If I wanted to, I could do 10 snatches per arm on the snatch set, and I could push the clean and press to 8 or 9 reps. But I don't need to. I'm still getting that upper body work in. I'm getting a little bit of hinging in. I'm getting a little bit of conditioning from that. You know, I do those pretty quick. And then I have the snatch on the off minute. So this is a decent session. But it's not super hard. But it's not exactly super easy either. This is an easier session for me. But not... You know, it's just a nice, moderate intensity session. It's probably better for you than running on the treadmill for half an hour. And it's better than a body weight session, body weight training. So, yeah, I like these sessions once in a while. It's nice to train with kettlebells and not feel like I'm gonna die. And that's 90 pounds, you know, up and down 105 times. But if you wanted to make it more intense, just do double snatch. But I'm not doing that because I have 24 kilo snatch tomorrow. So I don't want to go. Plus I did that long cycle snatch yesterday. So, yeah. So at the end of it, it'll be 105 reps of clean and press and 210 reps of snatch, 105 per arm. Pretty decent. Now, if you were short on time, you could knock this down in 15 minutes and just do one of them. And I'm sure that would be decent in and of itself as well for a 15-minute session. And another thing you could do is clean and squat double every other minute, which is what I would probably do if it wasn't for the knee. The right knee, not the left knee. I healed the left knee, so I'm not doing jerks for a while anymore. So I'm gonna work on recapping that right knee. I don't even know what I did to mess it up. The only thing I can think of is doing the really high volume sessions of the pentathlon, where I did that basically 3 days in a row. I think that might have been too much jerks even for me. Stop snowing. I have no idea how far along I am, and I'm not gonna check because, yeah, this is easier than what I did yesterday. You know, this might, because I am trying to work on that knee, I might end up doing this every other day, and then having one session where I go 18s and the reps are a little higher. The next session with the 20s, the reps are more moderate. Then I do the 24s and the reps are lower. But maybe with that one I push the duration. I don't know. You notice what I'm doing there on that backswing is I'm kind of penduluming penduluming a little bit. And the reason is not to help slingshot the weight, although it does do that, to get that knee flexion in. Because that's going to help rehab it a little bit, I think. I do wish I had brought some water because the lack of airflow and then talking, throat's kind of dry. Oh well. So yeah, I'm not very good with that sport technique. So that's why I don't normally do it. But I am trying to get the extra knee flexion in. And hopefully I can rehab this shit. If you wanted, you could also work in bodyweight movements here with your clean and press. I wouldn't do push-ups though. And I have to say, even my half-ass pendulum technique makes the snatch a lot easier. It really does kind of reduce the grip strain, but also you kind of get like a natural bounce. Even with my shit technique, makes it feel a lot easier. Trying to catch that like I would for a clean and jerk. The nice thing about pressing, You can catch the bells out here with your clean and kind of press around to almost mimic like a dumbbell or barbell, or you can keep them close, more neutral, press that way. That way it's way more comfortable, but there might be benefit opening up. So it's cold up in this attic, but I got a good amount of sweat going, so it's an effective session. Oh, see? I was ready to go again. So that's a half an hour, but you know, not like a, oh my god, I'm gonna die, half an hour. So that's cool. Good session overall. Like I said, 105 reps of clean press, 105 reps of snatch per arm. So 105 clean press, 210 snatches, 305 reps in total. If you want to count the clean and the press, like I sometimes do, then it is 410 reps in 30 minutes. Fairly low stress training session for me, but it might be really hard for any, you know, beginners. What I do is generally not aim towards beginner trainees. Ooh, getting that knee bend, you know. Oh. But that's the funny thing, it feels better after I'm done with my kettlebells and during. So really I think it's just kind of like stiff and maybe needs to pop or something. It's not the kind of pain that I had a few years ago that lingered forever and hurt all the time. It's not that. This is a very sharp, acute pain that I feel in a certain range of motion in a squat, and it is aggravated by jerks as well. So I don't know what it is. I don't think it's serious because I mean, I've had the knee injury already on the left knee, and that took a good 2 years to finally clear up. And I don't think this is on par with that. Not at all. So now I'm going to do some ab wheel. I don't generally train abs at all unless I'm on a gym bro arc where I will do hanging leg raises and weighted crunches, even though everybody says weighted crunches are shit. I don't think I've ever explained why they're wrong and why weighted crunch is one of the best abdominal muscle building exercises you can do. Maybe I'll have to do that. One, two, three, four, five. Now, I don't honestly know how effective this exercise is in practicality. I feel like the ab wheel rollout is mostly a party trick exercise. because in any type of lifting, right, you're bracing your abs, you're contracting them, and you're usually using the Valsalva. So you're bracing your core. That's practical, right? That's going to make it so you don't fold over, okay? So when you do kettlebell work or barbell training, but especially stuff like kettlebell, it's very dynamic. You know, the clean into the rack, then you press, or you squat, that's even better. You really feel the abdominals engage, and you can kind of guess as to what they're doing. Okay, and then for muscle building, you do a hanging leg raise. Okay, and you feel that work, and you're bracing your abs and everything, you're not swaying. And with the weighted crunch, you feel your abs work. Those lifts don't really have carryover to core training, like deep type of, you know, weighted core training, like what kettlebells provide you, or when you're like offloading and you're doing snatch. I just can't think of what this is practical for. Honestly, I feel like the ab wheel rollout is one of the more overrated exercises. And the only thing it makes you better at is ab wheel rollout and maybe some type of gymnastics work. But like, yeah, it can be painful. But punching yourself in the face is painful. I just have trouble seeing what this contributes to my actual performance. And that's kind of why I stopped doing them. If anything, I like them to help take tension off the back. I mean, that's kind of how when I use them, that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is just lengthen the spine a little bit. I just don't think it's that useful of an exercise. And like, I don't think it'll give you abs either. I can't really imagine this builds that much muscle. It does stretch the core in a way that isn't normally trained with most loaded exercises. But do you need it? No. This isn't going to help you. For example, let's say you're a roofer. I used to do that, okay? If you throw an 80-pound pack of shingles on your shoulder and try to go up a ladder, I don't care if you can do 30 ab wheels straight. It's not helping you with that. It's not helping you at all. So I just think this is not a particularly useful exercise for anything other than this specific movement. And then some people like to act like it's a big deal if you can stand up all the way and roll out. And like, it's impressive to a degree, but like, does it help you do anything relevant? No. I really feel like the ab wheel rollout is the most overrated exercise of all time. It's a hell of a stretch though. And now my back feels way better. So I like it for that purpose. And basically only that purpose, is getting a nice stretch. But I don't think it's super useful. But I don't know. I'll do 3 sets of 5 every day. Maybe twice a day, because I have 2. So I can do them upstairs and downstairs. And I'll do it, you know, I will. I'll challenge myself. I'll see if I'm correct. I will do ab wheel 6 sets a day. And, or maybe I'll just do 2 sets every couple of hours that I'm here. Like when I'm home, I'll do 1 every hour. Like maybe I'll wake up in the morning and I'll do 5 or 6. And then before I go to work, I'll do 5 or 6. And then when I get back from work, I'll do 5 or 6. Then after I eat dinner, I'll do, you know what? I'll just do something like that. Or just take, like I said, a couple of minutes and do a couple sets of 5 every single day. And I'll see what the progress is by the middle of next month, which would be December. then I can update that. But I don't think it's a particularly useful exercise for basically anything besides a stretch and maybe some type of gymnastics. Because I can do hanging leg raise, and you can do weighted crunch, which helps build up the muscle, the abdominal muscles at least. Because this type of loading is not going to like build a bunch of muscle. It's going to make you stronger and more resilient in your core. But it's not going to build up a lot of muscle. In order to build up the abdominal muscles, you need to place them under tension with weight. So you need to load it up and then do exercises that fatigue the abdominal muscles specifically, like the front part of your abs. Okay? And to me, the best one to do that is the hanging leg raise and the crunch. And everybody does the crunch wrong. Everybody does the crunch wrong. The true way to do a crunch is to lie flat on your back, put the weight behind your head, and visualize a rope in the middle of your abdominals, and that rope is being pulled, and you are trying to lever yourself up as strict as possible. You keep your legs flat, you don't brace, you don't hook into anything, you don't push your hands behind your neck to help drive the weight up, you just contract your abdominals. You might only get that far off the ground, but I guarantee you 15 to 25 reps of that with an appropriate weight, your abs are going to be screaming. Absolutely. So nobody does crunches right, or almost nobody does crunches right, but they're a great exercise if your goal is to specifically build up the six-pack muscles. They're almost useless for most athletic purposes, like no doubt, but most abdominal training is. Like I said, like the hanging leg raise is probably the best one. Most of your core stability work is going to be with dynamic shit like this. And it can be like a barbell too. Like a barbell front squat, barbell clean and press. It doesn't have to be kettlebells, but the nature of the kettlebell means that almost every lift you do is engaging your entire core. So they are best for that. That's the real core athletic work. But if you just want to build up the six-pack muscles, got to train the crunch. I know a lot of people like that rope crunch. They like the rope crunch because they can put it on the maximum amount of the stack. And they're like, oh, look, I'm doing 100 pounds or whatever of a rope crunch. Rope crunch is fucking easy. It's a pathetic exercise. It sucks balls. Do an actual crunch with a 45-pound plate. And I guarantee most of the people who rep out their stupid cable crunches with the full stack, maybe you're going to get 20 reps straight with a 45-pound plate on an actual crunch. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. That was kind of like my mid-session. So tomorrow is going to be 24-kilo snatch. Arm feels good, grip feels good. So I'm going to do that for half an hour at 7. So 210 reps. And then Wednesday will most likely be an off day because that'll be 3. Or maybe tomorrow will be the off day since I did 2 back-to-back. I don't know. I got to think about it. But, yeah. Give that type of session a shot. Give that a shot where you base it around the clean and press, but you're not doing just clean and press because it is boring and most people aren't going to want to do that, or they're not going to find it very enjoyable. But do like half an hour session, do double clean and press with a weight that's, somewhat challenging. I mean, I had the same pace the whole time, but you guys have seen that my pressing strength and endurance is quite high, even with the 24s. Like, I could be totally exhausted from doing something really stupid, and I can still clean and press. I'm pretty good at the overhead press. But a lot of people, maybe they're not. So, if you got a pair of 16s, start with those. Start at 5 reps a minute, and then do something else. Do snatches, or, single kettlebell snatch, or swings. Or maybe, I wouldn't suggest doing another double movement because you'll fatigue a little faster. And the goal with that type of session is to have a more, I don't want to say easy, but a more medium tier session. Okay? So you do some hard sessions a week, but you want to train more often. You can throw something in like that. It's not as hard as doing like your harder sessions. You should think of that as a more middle of the road type of session, a medium day, if you will. So it probably shouldn't be another double exercise unless it's the swing, because that one is not going to beat you up. It will spike your heart rate, but it's not going to beat you up like doing a double snatch might. Or even like a high pull is probably going to exhaust the grip more. So that's why I say single snatch. Or you can even throw in like a body weight movement if you want. Like jump squats or jumping jacks or jump rope, even if you want a more cardio focused thing. It's totally doable. All right, well, I'm just rambling now, but I'm gonna do the ab wheel a couple times a day, and I'll update the progress in a month. Peace.